Today we're going to take a look at the Adidas 4D FWD. It's $200. It'll be releasing in a lottery at the Adidas app today, more generally and globally in July and August. So the FWD has a lattice midsole. It's a 3D printed midsole. It's the latest generation of Adidas's 3D printed midsoles. And it is definitely designed for running. So the geometry, which was picked from one of millions of possibilities in the data, translates your vertical landing forces into forward motion and energy, and in a kind of a bow tie shaped configuration. The actual lattice, which is really cool, is made out of 39% bio-based materials. And Adidas, in their lab testing, says that they reduced the braking force by 15% compared to the Ultra Boost. So this is really cool concept car stuff. So the upper is a Primeknit Plus, which both of us felt kind of maybe holds the shoe back a bit. So I'm going to take them out for a run. We're also going to show you some cool scenery and some slow motion of Jeff Beck, my fellow written contributor, and I in action. Going to comment on the ride and the fit, so please stay tuned. Let's talk about fit of our 4D FWD. So I'm standing on the bridge to Newcastle. If you see that big building over there, that's the prison where in the last detail Jack Nicholson was bringing his prisoner, and this is the big naval shipyard. And of course, if you come to New Hampshire, where I am, you'll have to enjoy some lobsters, and on the other side we have what's called Little Harbor. So in terms of the fit, well, I'm at a true to size 8.5. My left foot here, my wider one, fits pretty darn good. A bit loose at the heel, but okay. I like that the knit toe box is kind of narrower than the UB21. It holds well. Now we move over here to my narrower right foot. It's a kind of a different story. I'm feeling looseness at the heel. Don't mind the laces. I think the sample had kind of a mismatched, overly long one. I'm feeling looseness at the heel, a bit more looseness at the collar. So I think if you're considering these and you have a wider foot and you wear a relatively thick sock, these aren't very thick, you should be okay. If you have a narrower foot, unless you wear a thick sock, you may be a bit challenged to get a good foothold for running. What I did notice is when I first tried them on, you know, a run or two ago, plus walking around, they fit quite snug and well. So our knit has stretched out here. While the toe box is quite suitable, it doesn't quite keep up with the platform here. I wish Adidas would consider other kinds of uppers for a shoe intended for running, but after all, the 4D is also intended for casual use, and for that, it is a fantastic choice. Here's some video of me during the run in slow motion, and also our contributor, Jeff Beck, who weighs over 200 pounds. You can see how little the front of the midsole compresses under load. It's really remarkable how well the lattice works. Running by some of these older colonial homes here in Newcastle. I know the second yellow one is 1750, so that's pretty good. There are a couple up here, 1690, 1640. Okay, let's talk about the ride of our FWD, 4D FWD, and we're at the mouth, almost at the mouth of the harbor here. On the other side is the state of Maine. That's called the Piscataqua River, and the ocean is right behind that house there, past the old fort. So the ride, well, it is definitely unique here. What you have from our lattice construction is a very stable heel with plenty of cushioning, but it doesn't feel like foam at all. It feels exactly like what you might expect. All of these lattices working kind of independently, but also in their structure. So the heel is quite lively. You don't feel the density of foam at all here. It's really unique. You don't also feel kind of the super bouncy feel of, say, Zoom X and Invincible Run, or a more common EVA or TPU foam with, say, Boost with the kind of bouncy feel. So it's all kind of a web of cushion and support. And then we've got that structure running to the front. Now, Adidas says that that drives you forward, puts more of the vertical energy into forward energy. And I definitely can feel that. As you get towards the front of the shoe, you have what I would call thin cushion, but very good cushion. So it feels very agile up front. It's kind of interesting because it's really not a very big stack, about 20 millimeters. So say in a racing flat, that would be punishing. It is definitely not punishing. So you get agility and you get very nice flexibility. As we said in the upper section, the shoe is kind of held back by the upper. Up on the forefoot here, as I moved along a little faster, I felt like I was moving around a bit more than I liked. Now, as a running shoe, it's okay. It's decent. It's definitely different. If you want to try a different kind of concept, it's a great option. The weight is up there at that 11.5 ounces, but it runs lighter than its weight. It is certainly a concept of tremendous new technology from Adidas, and for that it gets big kudos. As a lifestyle shoe, and I'll show you a picture of what it looks like on my foot. So I was walking around town before I ran. It looks quite smashing. I much prefer it to the kind of busy, colorful, kind of over-designed look of the UB21s. There's quite a contrast in style and a ride between these two, with the UB21 having a very rigid profile from the plastic elements, and of course a much more colorful look, whereas our 4D FWD has a more natural, kind of flexible, easier going ride. So you can definitely lounge around in these. So it'd be a good kind of shoe to take along on a trip if you had to do some running and some casual stuff. It is definitely a running shoe. Adidas is really to be applauded for this new initiative. As they work it further, I'm sure they'll get the weight down. One thing I sort of wonder about is if it could be combined, as Boost is, with other materials, maybe lighter materials, but that's really up to them. So it'll be available in phases, as I said earlier in the video, between now and July. A very interesting new concept, the 4D FWD from Adidas, releasing for reservation May 5th at the Adidas app, and then later in the spring elsewhere. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe to our channel. We also have a full written review of the 4D FWD over on RoadTrailRun.com, our site, where you'll see also other comparisons.